see what's going on here behind me. This is one of my favorite spots in New York. Really, this is 6.5 Avenue. You know, 6.5 Ave. It's halfway between. It's halfway off of 6th Avenue. This is called 6.5 Ave. If you don't know it, 53rd Street, right? David de la Pena is here. 63rd Street and 6.5 Ave right there. Anyway, we only got like 5 minutes till I get to my next destination. So we're walking here in the city. By the way, my new raincoat I got on, perfect for now. A little warm, rain, we got heavy rain off and on in the city. This raincoat doesn't weigh anything. Has no lining, no padding, nothing in it. I sold a lot of these. They're $700 each, this raincoat, $695. And I think everybody I showed it to bought it. And everybody bought navy blue. Only one guy bought it in black. I wasn't offering it in black. I was only offering a navy because I bought a lot of fabric. You know, I bought all the fabric for this coat in navy blue. I knew it was going to be a great seller. And then, of course, after you sell a few in navy, somebody comes over and says, "Can I get it in black?" So I had to find enough fabric, just enough. I bought some in black, not as many as the navy blue. But now that the summer's coming, I could also offer it now in tan. So this raincoat comes in tan, navy, and in black. It's a short raincoat, just above the knee, So we're walking over here. This is, we know where I am? This is the Hilton Hotel. This is right where that guy got shot. Where that guy got killed on the street. Remember that young kid shot the guy in the back who was from United Healthcare, I think? Healthcare? Wait, my bag is kind of heavy. I got to switch hands. Got a heavy bag with me. Yeah, that's better. I put on like a winter suit today because it got colder. It was raining. It was chilly. Got sort of colder out. Michael Renbar, how you doing, Michael? Yeah, this is the Hilton right behind me. So I'll turn around. There it is. That's the Hilton. That store is in the bottom of the Hilton, Blue Mercury. I only got a few minutes because I got my car parked over here. It's costing like $60 every 5 minutes in Manhattan, $60 every 5 minutes, especially Midtown. I parked for like an hour. It's going to be $60. So I always park in the city, different places, but in Midtown, parking is tough. Driving around is tough, but I had no choice today. So I did it anyhow. But I usually park further uptown, and then it's a little less money, like $20 for the day. Thank you, Harry. Nice to see you, Harry. Thanks so much. So this was my 5-minute live. You got it right there. By the way, we're right near where my store used to be, but I can't walk over there now because I got my car parked over here. But I'm between 5th and 6th Avenue. See, 5th Avenue is that way. 5th Avenue right behind me. My store is 49th and 5th. So I'm on 53rd, so I'm very close. Really my own stomping grounds. Maybe I got to rent a store. I'd like to rent a store, another one. It'd be nice to have another store in the city. I haven't had a store in 10 years in the city. But it'd be nice to have another one, that's for sure. Find a nice small spot, have nice custom-made clothes, some beautiful ties, some beautiful scarves, things off the rack. Thank you. Hiccups, thank you for following. Looking snazzy. Thanks, Kirby. Appreciate that. And funny is, I posted on Facebook this morning what tie I should wear today and on Instagram, but I forgot to post it on TikTok. So this is the tie I picked to wear. I wear this tie a lot. It's just an easy, classic looking tie, especially when you're seeing clients. You're not going to offend anybody with like pink stripes. But I don't care about that. I wear whatever I like anyway. Right? Moon, how much was your shops? Ooh, I was paying $50,000 a month rent on 5th Avenue. And I was paying the same on Madison Avenue. I had a store on 51st and Madison. That was also $50,000 a month. 5th Avenue was $50,000 a month. Then I had one on 44th and Madison. That was lower because that lease was older. And then I had a building on 59th and 3rd, but that got sold. On the corner of 59th and 3rd, opposite Bloomingdale's, small building, 3 floors. It was all clothing for men, all my design, but the building got sold, and now it's a huge condominium. Went way up high. When I was there, it was only 3 floors, but now it's like 30 floors. So they went way up. So I don't know what the rents are now. I mean, I'm sure they're high, but I haven't been in the game. You got to get in the game, get a couple of brokers. Everything in the city is with a broker. If you don't have a broker, you can't do anything. So you got to call a broker, look around, say what you're interested in. They'll find you different listings. They'll say, you want to go see this, want to go see that. They'll get you into the space. Ask the landlord for a lot of free rent, time to build, that kind of stuff. It's a huge, huge undertaking. I mean, huge. Can it be done? Yeah, it can be done. But before you open the door, you're down quite a few $100,000 before you even put clothes in the store. Enrico, nice to see you. Wow, you were selling that many suits. Yeah, of course. And expensive ones too. Expensive suits, a lot of suits and shirts and ties and coats and all the things that go with it. And of course, we sold in the stores brand names. So we had all the best Italian brands. Name a couple of brands you know from Italy, from men. And I'll tell you if I sold it. I probably did. We were the largest in New York for Gianni Versace. I was the largest in New York for Hugo Boss. I was the largest in New York for Canali. I sold more Canali than Bloomingdale's. And we had them way before anybody else. We had them since 1978, 1979. Of course, my father before me. I worked with my father for a long time. Yeah, I should talk more about my history because there's a lot of guys selling custom clothes and selling things on the internet. I'm just in business 5 years. Listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. I just started 8 years ago. I just started last year. Buy from me. I know what I'm talking about. I'm doing this my whole life. With my father, and my father did it with his father, and my grandfather did it with his father, my great-grandfather. Cool, if I buy you, I'm going to buy a suit. It's going to be really expensive. Mamma mia from the, okay. So now now I only do by appointment, not from even online. Online, I sell online. If I have ties online or scarves online, I sell those things online. Somebody wants to get in touch with me through my website, I could sell to them either if they're, like I just sold a suit to a guy. He found me online 3 years ago. He's in Georgia, Pooler, Georgia. Anybody know Pooler, Georgia? This man has roots. Yes, I do. Where are you based today? I'm based online. I'm based in the cloud. I'm in the cloud right now. My head is in the clouds. But anyway, met a guy online, found me on my website, sent me an email. He's from down south Georgia. Wanted to make a pair of pants in like a yellow. I emailed him the swatch. He said, oh, I love the color. And I made him the pants. I made him the yellow pants. Then he calls me. He says, oh, I got to have a gray pinstripe suit in linen. And he wants a special thing. He knows what he wants. One button, single-breasted, notch lapel, hacking pockets. I made him that suit. He got it. He said, unbelievable fit. Now he just called me again. Está bien, grapo corazón. Thank you so much. I just making him a new suit now. I sent him the swatches by email. I have his measurements because I made him in the past. And he just bought a jacket for $1,300. I'm going to make it for him right now. He said, you pick the lining. I said, you want a custom lining? He said, yeah, I love a custom lining. You pick it. So that's it. I'll pick him the lining. It was one email, one phone call, and he spent $1,300. I never met the man in my life. Never even saw his picture before. So sometimes it goes that way. But customers that I know, I see them face to face. They want to see me, and I get referrals from other people. By the way, go see Phil. He's got an amazing collection. He has Laura Piana. He has Carlo Barbera. He has Rada. He has all the best mills. And if you need something he doesn't have, he could find it or make it or get it. Like in the winter, I make a lot of things with mink. Like you want to make a beautiful cashmere coat, Laura Piana with mink on the inside, or removable mink. By the way, I'm very well priced for what I sell. Custom made. My suits start at $1,650 is the starting price. This is New York City, yeah. This is New York City. I start $1,650 for a suit. You can go up to $3,000-$4,000 for a suit if you pick some nice crazy fabric. All the suits made by hand, so it doesn't matter what fabric you pick. You can pick a lesser expensive fabric for $1,650. I mean, they're all nice. Or you could pick a very expensive fabric like Laura Piana and pay $3,500. But I see online, I could see because I know the difference. A lot of guys selling, if they don't tell you where it's made, if someone says, here's custom, this is how it's made, this is the fabric, if they don't tell you where it's made in China. And for someone to spend $3,500 for a suit made in China is just insanity. And now they all raise their prices, by the way, because now they're spending $250 more at cost because of the 145% tariff from China. So if a suit costs the guy $300, let's say a suit costs the guy selling suits $300, right? The best dressed man east of the Mississippi. That's right, I'm east of the Mississippi. If a suit costs the guy $300 wholesale to make a custom suit in China, which is what the prices are in China, 300, 400. Have suits declined? I hardly see anyone in my town wear one. No, we're selling more suits than ever in New York. There's always people with suits here. Turnaround time's about 3 weeks. Some people say 8 weeks. Nobody wants to wait 8 weeks. 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Who wants to wait 8 weeks? I don't care if it's made with gold. I don't want to wait 8 weeks for a suit. You know? The tariffs, well, I know they're not really, I mean, from Europe, there's not really so much tariff yet from Italy or from Europe. From China, yeah, there's crazy tariff. And that's why a lot of these guys that were selling suits for $2,500, which was not worth $2,500 to begin with, now it's $3,400, which is insanity. I saw a guy online, I forgot the name of his company, but he sells like these capsule things, right? You buy like 8, 10 pieces, he mixes up all the coordination, he does it for you. And it's like crazy price, $20,000 for a capsule. You get like 10 pieces, 11 pieces, I don't know, 15,000. He even has a capsule for 40,000 because he calls it like the CEO capsule. 40,000. You know those guys that come from Hong Kong and they advertise? I don't know if they still do it. They used to advertise in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times. They come from Hong Kong and they go, come to the conference room at this hotel. We're going to be here for the whole week. We're going to give you 8 suits, 5 shirts, 2 pairs of socks. And we're going to give you 3 sport coats and a pair of shoes and a toothbrush. And how much do you pay for all that stuff? You're going to pay, the toothbrush is the most expensive part, by the way. You're going to pay $10,000. And what are you going to get? We're giving you Super 300. Guess what? There's no such thing as Super 300. That's how funny that stuff is. Bay, look who Bay is here. Oh, the most expensive suit I ever sold. Well, the one I ever sold was $12,500. I would say the most expensive one I ever showed somebody, which I didn't sell it, was $40,000. I showed somebody a suit for $40,000, but they didn't buy it. It was made out of vicuna. Vicuna, a very rare fabric. I had the fabric just for the hell of it, just to make everything else look better. You know, you show somebody the one for $40,000, and then the one for $5,000 doesn't look so bad. You know, that's pretty much. Dubi Hofmeister, how you doing? No, made in India, no. Made in Italia, tutto italiano, made in Italy. I have connections in Italy because I've been going there since I'm 10 years old with my parents and my grandparents. I have all those memories of going 40 times, 45 times to Italy, to Florence, to Milan, with the family, because everybody had retail stores in New York, and we all went to Italy to buy clothing. To the Pitti Uomo, you can look it up online, you can look up everything online. Look up Pitti Uomo, Pittiuomo, Pitti Uomo. That's the biggest fashion show for men in Italy. My best suit, Frick Bobby, nice to see you, Frick. $7,000, nice price, so let me make you some suits. I'll save you a little bit of money. I can make you one for $7,000, but you don't have to spend that much. But, you know, if you want me to make you one, I'll make you one, no problem. And you don't have to be in New York. Yeah, Italy is going to be a lot. Oh, forget it. No, I've seen the India suits. I mean, they're getting better. They're getting better, no question, but nothing is like Italian. Right? L'italiano è uno dei migliori. Malachi. That's Malachi talking. Yes, people, thanks for joining. We've got a nice crowd going, but I cannot stay on long. I got to get my car, and I got to get going. The encouraging entrepreneur. Thank you, Jip Quick, for joining. Appreciate that. So I always give my little tidbits about business, about the clothing industry, about anything, really. I got something to say about everything. So if you want to ask me something about anything, go right ahead. One day I'm going to walk over to that 47th Street. You know, I had a store. My store, like I said, was 49th and 5th. Right across the street, diagonally, was 47th Street, where all those guys are. You might probably see him on TikTok, like that guy Manny. I don't know him. That guy Yasha, who looks like a good guy. Looks like he has a nice business. That guy Yasha sells all those fancy watches. And the woman they call the godmother of diamonds, I forgot her name. I see her sometimes on TikTok, on Instagram. I used to know all the guys there on 47th Street. All the guys I knew are gone. Either they're retired or dead, one or the other, you know? Suits are worn to mimic manly features so that men with suits usually don't have to, whatever that means. I'm not sure. The leftist electrician. Yeah, well, in New York City, people still wear suits. And, you know, if you wear a suit in New York, you could walk in any place and you could fit in. You got to go to a lunch. You got to go to a restaurant. You want to go to Broadway. Nobody dresses for Broadway shows anymore anyway. And, you know, that's the thing about New York. You can walk in anywhere. You want to go buy a nice piece of watch for your wife or something, walk into Cartier, they'll help you right away if you got a suit on. You know, you walk in with a pair of jeans, who knows? Bethany Frankel, she walked in, wasn't dressed so nice. She wanted to go to Chanel. She talks about it on her TikTok. Chanel didn't even let her in. Then she got dressed up and she went back and they let her in and she was pissed off. I loved it when you walked around those streets, telling all the stories. Yeah, Bay, if you look at this nice woman on here, her name is Bay, and she's been following me since the Periscope days, I think 2015. I used to walk all over Manhattan and show all the different stuff, talk about the stores, who's in business, who's going out of business, how much is the rent. I used to walk into the stores and ask the prices. I once saw a crocodile jacket in a store on Madison Avenue and 54th Street. It was Philip Plein. If you know the designer Philip Plein, he makes cool stuff. And I walked in and people had to guess, how much is that crocodile jacket? And I had the phone in my pocket and I walked in and I said, how much is that crocodile jacket in the window? 50,000. 50,000 for a crocodile jacket. But that's the price. Now it'd be a lot more money. You know, now it'd be a lot more money. Frick Bobby. What's bad? Fricky. So, yeah, so let me get going. That's the Hilton Hotel behind me. Right over there. There's the Hilton. And the MoMA is right in front of me. Museum of Modern Art right in front of me. And the building, the Cosmopolitan, is right here somewhere. I think it's a block over. That's the Sly Stallone used to have an apartment there in the Cosmopolitan. I once saw him walking out of that building years ago. He used to have an apartment there. I don't know if he still does. But yeah, this is the city. It's changed a lot in the last 10 years. I can tell you that. Changed a whole lot, especially after COVID. It's still not the same as it was before. Still different. Trump Tower is 3 blocks. We're 3 blocks from Trump Tower. We're on 53rd. Trump Tower is on 56. So we're 3 blocks away. Capitol Grill is on 42nd Street, around here anyway. I dress for Broadway. I dress up to go to the gas station. I'm old school. You're like me, right? I get up in the morning, I put a suit on, I go down, I have some breakfast, and then where am I going? I got to go wash my car, but I got a suit on, right? I miss how the city was. Don't we all? The city was hustle, bustle. You couldn't walk on the streets. I remember working for my father on Madison Avenue and 51st Street, right next to St. Patrick's. We had a store there for 32 years, next to St. Patrick's Cathedral. And the Palace Hotel across the street is still the Palace across the street. Now it's yoga pants and backpack, all backpacks. I'm a cushion. I live in Staten Island. I got jewelry. I wear jumpsuits. Yeah, that's right. You got. By the way, now you got to wear jewelry in your house. You can't even wear the jewelry outside. If you notice, when I'm talking to you on the live, I'm looking behind me. I turn my head. Why am I turning my head? Because I'm carrying a heavy bag and I got my phone in my hand. I want to see who's coming next to me. I got to look. You know, that's the retailer in me. You're always looking who's next to you, who's around you. You're always doing that in the city. I wish hats were back. Yeah, I have a navy blue fedora. I rarely wear it. People wear yoga pants to church. Nah. I know they wear yoga pants everywhere. You know, it's really sad, really. I mean, really. But look, if you want to go out and have a nice time in the city, get a little dressed up. I mean, it's nice. I'm coming to you right now for $20. Eugene Pontecono. Thank you, Eugene. I have a derby. Oh, nice. I wear my fedora everywhere. Respect yourself is all I'm saying. Absolutely, Frick. I'm old school. Yeah, old school. Old school's the way to be. That's right. Come to the city. You know, when I come to the city, when I put jeans on and sneakers, I'm like, it's weird. Walking around on the sidewalk with sneakers? I should have shoes. By the way, want to see my new shoes? See, I got to put my bag down to show you my new shoes. That's a bad idea. Someone will come next to me and grab my bag, right? I put the bags between my legs. That's what I got to do. So if you put the bags between your legs, now I got to figure out on this on the phone here how I'm going to turn the camera. Flip the camera. There we go. Okay, now you got, this is what's going on. 6th Avenue behind me. That's in front of me. That's 5th Avenue right there. There's the MoMA. And then here you got the new shoes. Check those out. You like those shoes? My new shoes there. Those are my new shoes with the burnishing. They're burnished. See the new shoes? Those are the new shoes I got. They should have an easier way to flip the camera. It should be right on the main screen. Boom, flip, and you're done. So 5th Avenue now behind me, 6th Avenue in front of me. That's the Hilton. Now the Hilton is behind me. That's where the guy got shot right over there and got killed from United Healthcare right on that corner. That was sad, very sad things. And I guess that's about it for this live. Pinstripe suit and those shoes, you look like a good, that's me. That's me. Look, you gotta have some style. You can't just wear everyday navy blue, white shirt, navy blue, white shirt. Look, I'm in a fashion business. I gotta show something. Some loud pinstripes, a loud plaid, some wild ties. You know, sometimes you gotta do that. You know? Yeah, free Louise, you're right. So anyway, what I'm going to do with this live, by the way, is I take this live. It goes on my YouTube channel. You can watch it again, full, with the video and the audio. Then I take this audio and I put it on my podcast, and I make it my podcast. So this audio will become my part of my podcast, and it also will become a video on my YouTube channel. And you could find my YouTube channels at Soup Cafe, like everything that I have. And my podcast is called It's All Been Done Before. Because what has not been done before? Everything's been done. Even going to space is done before. But Elon Musk is doing it better. And that's the whole point of the podcast. How someone's doing something better than it was done before. And if you want to come on my podcast, send me a DM. If you run your own business, if you're in business, if you're starting a business, and you have an idea you want to do better than it's already been done, I'll put you on my podcast and we'll talk about it. We'll talk like for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, no script, no prepared questions, just boom, we'll just talk. I don't have to go to space. I got a lot. I've lived in the country, okay? I don't got to go to space either, but for me, to see William Shatner go to space, that was something. Because I'm a big Star Trek fan of the original Star Trek from the late 60s, and to see Shatner do that, that was something else. Especially since the guy's in his 90s, he's an unbelievable guy. You know, that was something else. So let me head out. I'll see all you guys soon. Watch for my lives. Maybe I'll be in the city. Maybe I'll be someplace else. You never know. And see you all when I'm... Yeah, Cubans, Ferragamos, absolutely. I am walking. Let's go. Right? So glad to catch you live in the city. Have a great afternoon. Thanks, everybody. And I'll see you all again when I am back at it. Hey everyone, this is Phil Pravda. I hope you are enjoying immensely these live, sort of like a live podcast. It's just me walking on the streets of Manhattan, actually during a live TikTok stream and talking to the people on TikTok that are sort of texting to me on the screen. Well, you know how it works, and answering their questions, calling out their names, and we have a nice talk about what I'm looking at, what I'm explaining, things about history of the city, what I've done, where I've been, the clothing business that I'm in, and hope you're enjoying these. And if you like them, please leave me a comment somewhere, and I will definitely do more of them. So thanks again for listening, and see you all again when I'm back at it.